good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the GMBA info session. Today we have a full day of sessions welcoming for you, so please pay attention and let me know how you feedback about it. Okay, I am Sabina, and I'll be your MC for the day. And I'm currently also a GMBA student, first year, and a local Taiwanese. So I'm giving you a quick rundown of today's session. So in the first half of the session, we will have the introduction of the College of the Management, as well as the second part, we will invite Professor Leon to explain why GMBA from a foreigner's perspective, and also our alumni. And our alumni is going to share their post-GMBA life with you and their career, and also the dual degree program. Okay, so after the sessions, we have prepared some refreshments and some desserts and drinks outside, so you can interact with us more at the time. Okay, so now we're going to start soon. So whether you are a part-time student, full-time students, local or international students, you'll find your answer in these info sessions. Now, let me introduce our first speaker, the Dean of our College of Management, Professor Hu Xingyang, to our opening. Professor Dean, please.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for coming to the information session of our Global MBA program. Okay, so because later that there will be more detailed description of our program, so I would just make the 3 brief points about why I think that you should choose our Global MBA program. The first thing I would like to point out is about our course and our faculty structure. Okay, and because all of you already have some working experiences, and so when you come back to the university, the school can offer. One is that we can offer analytical framework for you to look at the business world. Okay, and given that your working experience, that every industry, every company has its own way to do things, but there are certain common trends out of that, and that's what the analytical framework is doing. And the analytical framework is not developed from vacuum. Okay, it's not the academics that we just think out of blue from in our study room. Is abstracted from the real world experiences and tested using the real world data. But of course, the business world is not like the physics. It's not that we can combine 2 hydrogen and 1 oxygen to become water. Okay, so each industry, each company has its specific things that you have to adjust, you have to adapt those analytical framework. But that will be useful for you to examine what you see and to summarize what you see and to discuss things with others. And another thing about our course and our faculty is that we have a well combination from academics and practitioners. Okay, in our program, you will see some of our faculty are academic training background, but some of our faculty have many years working experiences. Okay, so that's a good combination for you to learn from both sides. The second point I would like to make is about the student body and your classmates. Okay, we have a class from about 30 from our local students and 30 or 40 from international students. Okay, and I think that's a good combination for your future career, because everyone knows that Taiwan is a small island. We cannot live by ourselves. Okay, so international trade and expanding to different countries is very important to our business. And given that in your classroom you have students from different countries, so through all those discussions and the after class interactions, you will understand that how people from different countries, from different culture, look at things differently. I think that will be a lot beneficial to your future career, because that in your uh, business dealing, you may encounter your customers or your suppliers are from different countries, but to understand the nature of their thinking is much more difficult through the business dealing. If you want to understand through that way, that can be sometimes very costly, and so it's much better and to have that interaction, to have that understanding within campus. Okay, and the third point I would like to make is about our college. We are the College of Management. The College of Management, we started in National Taiwan University. We started the business education in undergraduate as a Department of Commerce from 1948. So this is our 76th years. Over the years, we have accumulated over 30,000 alumni. They span through different countries and different industries. So it's very easy for you later on to meet some of our alumni in some occasions. Okay, that's a very strong network. And I believe that you will see part of that network in your class, in your 2-year or 3-year study in our GMBA career, but later on that in your, when you go back to work, you will see more of them. That's a very important network for you to have. So I will just make these 3 brief points, and thank you for coming. And this is a great day, and so enjoy this afternoon. Thank you.
Thank you, Dean Hung, for the inspiring introduction. Now I would like to invite our Associate Dean of the College of the Management and also our GMBA Director, Brian Jean, please.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. 大家下午晚安。Anyone can speak Mandarin or familiar with Mandarin? Can you raise your hand? Or for those who cannot, it seems a lot, cannot understand Mandarin or speak Mandarin, can you raise your hands? Is that 1? Okay, so I think I still keep speaking English is better, right? Or because we are GMBA. Okay, yeah, so my name is Brian Jin. It's my pleasure to be here this afternoon and to give you an introduction and overview of our GMBA NTU. It's a lovely day, actually. Yesterday, I worried a lot about the weather of today. It seems it's very cold, and I know our colleagues work very hard, and our students work very hard to come up with this, the first info session for the GMBA. So luckily, we got a bright and sunshine, shiny day. It's lovely. Okay, so I think we very good start. And also, actually, I don't know whether you pay attention. Today is also our campus marathons competition. So later on, we will have a very intense competition for marathons. So maybe you can join. I'm just joking. Okay, so today I think I will give you an overview of our program in terms of our curriculum and also our networking and also our composition of faculties and also a lot of opportunities for the GMBAs. I think this is your purpose for coming, right? Otherwise, Sunday afternoon, lovely day, right? You can hang out and enjoy and maybe go shopping or have hiking opportunities. And more importantly, so given that we have our faculties and our alumni and our students here, so we want to hear from you. Okay, I think this is the purpose for you come this afternoon, right? So if you have any questions, or you are some of the wondering or even challenge for application of our program, please just raise your hand and we will be happy to engage with you, okay? Okay, so, yeah. So if not, so we will start our introduction for the GMBA program, okay? So my name is Brian Jin, and I'm the director of GMBA and also associate dean in charge of international affairs, okay? Sometimes this technology is hopefully it's working. It's okay? Yeah, good, good, good. So we will have come up with some pop quiz. So starting from the quiz to give you some of the warm up for the understanding. Okay, first questions. We prepare the gifts. So please raise your hand if you have an answer in your mind. So first, where in Taiwan you can find, as you can see, 2 Apple's managers, 1 Foxtron's former manager, and 1 TSMC Taijidian's manager, 1 3M's former manager, and 1 TI Texas Instruments managers in the same classroom discussing iPhones supply chain issues, supply chain management. Where in Taiwan can you find? Where? Yeah. Which GMBA? Which one? NTU GMBA? Oh, only NTU GMBA. So, yeah, please. What's the price? We prepare a GMBA price for you. Okay? Yes, please. So second, where in Taiwan you can find a former Olympic rolling athlete, a freelance artist, a lawyer, 2 medical doctors, foreign ambassadors, ROC Army intelligence officer, former USA ambassadors and officer, and former flight attendants, and a business magazine reporter interacting in the same graduate program. Where can you find? Anyone has a question? Answers? NTU GMBA. Yeah, exactly. Okay, the third one is tricky. Okay, where in Taiwan can you find a director of global MBA program who is ranked a top 2% scientist globally with a passion to incubate future business leaders? Where can you find? Yeah. So only NTU GMBA. So this is me, right? Okay. So as I just mentioned, also Professor Hu just mentioned, here our program, NTU, is a top rank global research institution, research university. So most of our professors did frontier business and management research. Okay, so example, my research and teaching center around international business management and international marketing. Specifically, I'm interested in the digital platforms and advanced and disruptive innovations such as artificial intelligence, such as Industry 4.0 and digital platform. Those kind of new technology, how do they shape business and management practice, particularly in international context, such as China, Taiwan, and so on. So my background is in the international business department. Okay, so that's why I did a lot of research, and then luckily got some publications, and luckily can be ranked on the top rank of scientists globally. Okay, so we have a lot of our professors and faculties in our College of Management also has the same background. So we are top frontier research school in Taiwan. I think. I know we should be humble, but I think we should be. I don't think you will mind. We ranked top number 1 in Taiwan. Okay, particularly in the global MBA program, we are on the leading area. Okay, so let's talk about this. I think we'll quickly go through because my colleague prepared, and I also prepare a lot of slides. So I will quickly go through that. So if during the process, if you have any questions, just raise your hand. Okay. Just stop me, and then my colleagues and me can answer your inquiries. Okay? So let's move on. So why Taiwan? As you know, as I just mentioned, NTU is top school. And also, geographically, is located in the central Taiwan, which is in the Da'an area. As you know, it's the most expensive housing. For example, most of our faculty cannot live here because it's too expensive. Something like that. And we have a rural area. It's too expensive. So it's very convenient. We have a lot of dining and drinking place, which is the central of the GMBA, not central. It's a very important part. Eating and dining and drinking is a very important part of the program, GMBA program, okay? Because of a diverse background and cultures. And so we have a very beautiful campus. Particularly, I would suggest you after the break or even after the sections, if still, I think that there's still time, you can hang around the campus. I don't know how many of you have visited or hang around NTU campus before? Have you? How many? Yeah. I think you all prepare well, right? So would you agree it's a very beautiful campus, right? We have a 醉月湖, we have a lake, very, very beautiful. And also we have a Pang Street, 椰林大道, right? This is the very iconic part of our campus. And we have a lot of nature stuff, and also very beautiful library as well. So, and also our college of management as you enter, right? I think you will be impressed. Our building is very, very iconic and very beautiful. Okay, this is the environment offer you a good facilities for your study. That's very important. And secondly, the people. And we have very friendly colleagues, and also you will meet our alumni letters. The people here, and also, as I mentioned, we have the top rank professors in terms of research and teachings. So we are very patient to give the leading business and management educations. And also, by Taiwan, I think most of you are, this info session in the local, I think most of you should be from Taiwan, right? How many Taiwanese, can you raise your hand? Yeah. How many of you are not Taiwanese? Can you raise your hand? Okay, so for example, what's your name? I'm Ronnie. Okay, where are you from? From India, you are working here, or you? Yeah. So, I've been working in Taiwan for 6 years. 6 years. So how do you feel about the island, about the Taiwan? It's really good. It's warm-hearted people. Yeah. And also, it's really convenient to move around this whole island. Yeah. We have a high-speed train, right? Very. We do have a high-speed train. Yeah. Not like India. You have too big. It's difficult. So big. So travel. Move from north to south is just so far. So far. How long? How many hours? From north to the south, right? Yeah. But we only take about 1.5 hours from the north to the south. Yeah. Have you done that? To take the high-speed train to Kaohsiung? Yeah. Okay. Okay, so it's very convenient, right? Okay, thank you. So basically, and also as you see here, there are a lot of convenience stores, which is convenient. So in Taiwan, we have more than, I think, 10,000 convenience stores. We have Family Mart, we have 7-Eleven. They are all around the campus. And also, living here is very convenient, right? The most intensive, I think the density is the highest among the world in terms of the convenience store, right? So Taiwan is a very, very beautiful island. Okay, so why move to NTU GMBA, right? So we have, as you know, we recruit normally 30 domestic students and plus 30 international students. So we have a lot of diversity backgrounds. So let's move on. Let's see if from the local students, as you about 2/3 of the attendance today are from Taiwanese. So what are the current student profile? Let's take a marketing and consumer persona perspective to have a look. Average, we have about 29 years old students, and most of them, our students range. I will give you the overall profile later on, but specifically look into this Shanghai. Let's give a persona just like this lady, this young lady, about 29 years old. Average, we have a 25 to 40 years old background. And also in terms of working experience, we require minimum 2 years working experience. So it's about this lady about 6 years working experience in general. our program profile range from 2 to 16 years of work experience. So in terms of motivation, why would you like to do the MBA at NTU in terms of English-based program? Just like most of you, I think it's first of all too expensive for the regular MBA. And for example, studying abroad nowadays in America and Europe, as you know, the inflation is very high, right? So in Taiwan, actually, we have offer a very good value for money kind of MBA. And also, why not study? We have, as you know, we have this EMBA, executive MBA. Basically, it's a double price for the than the GMBA program. And also in terms of qualification, they require at least more than 10 years working experience. So for the level about 30 to between 30 and 40 or even lower age, I think at least at this moment, the qualification for EMBA is still not there yet. So you can, a lot of our GMBA students actually, after they study the GMBA, they get the GMBA, after a couple of years, they become higher level of manager. They come back to study EMBA. A lot of our alumni did this. So there's a continuous learning. Also, you can come back, okay? And also, most importantly, a lot of our Taiwanese, you have family here, right? You have your friends here. So you don't want to leave Taiwan. It's too beautiful. It's too convenient. So you want to continue to study here, right? Taking 2 years to study abroad is far away. And you have to leave your family, you have to leave your friend, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, you will miss them every day. Although now the communication tool is very convenient, right? But still very inconvenient. Okay, so basically, one additional reason for a lot of students is for the local domestic students. Most of you have work here, right? You are currently working. How many of you are working currently? Can you raise your hand? A lot, right? So what's your name? Crystal. And may I ask what area are you working for? AI server. Oh, it's a very popular nowadays. So you're full-time workers now? Okay. So basically, most of you for full-time working, we offer the kind of a flexible program for you, because most of our courses we designed, compulsory course we design, you can study in the evening, during the weekday, from Monday to Friday. And also we design some of the elective course during the weekend, so full-time weekend. So it's quite flexible. So a lot of our students, like R13 students, is current students, we have R13 here, R13, R12, R13, R12, right? So as you know, a lot of our local students are still working, right? So they can keep their jobs. Although it's kind of very busy, you have to deal well with your time management. We can talk about this later. But most of our current students, they are doing well. So they keep their job, they can continue working. Okay, there's a lot of benefit for that. So you can still earn money and also earn working experience without quit your current job. Okay, so this is our advantage of our program. Also, what's another profile from the perspective of international students? Our international students, why is suitable and right for you? Because also the same reason, I will skip most of them in terms of age and also working experience, only show working experience you are qualified here. And a lot of students internationally, like some of you international students, why would you select MBA program in Taiwan? Most of them, they say, okay, first of all, Taiwan is in the central area during Asia Pacific area, which is convenient. You can go to India, you can go to the Southeast Asia, and also Northwest, and also even China, very convenient. So it's a good location. And also nowadays, as you know, Taiwanese industry, particularly in the electronics and also financial industry, is booming. Like TSMC is going abroad. So a lot of foreign students, they are interested in working in Taiwan to get some working experience from different sectors and industries. Okay, so they hope, most of them, I think a lot of students, they hope to stay in Taiwan. Okay, so some of the reasons, and also they compare to other countries in Asia Pacific, for example, in South Korea, and maybe they offer a similar program, but they are too expensive there. And also, you know, South Korea now got some issues, right? No, just joking. Anyway, also a lot of reasons, right? And also want to learn and improve his Chinese. That's also one of the reasons. Can you speak well Mandarin? So easy. Whoa. Oh, let's give applause, right? It's very good. So we offer free, 1 year free Mandarin course. So for most of the students, do you take Mandarin course? I will, yeah. You will, next semester. How about you? Next semester. So 你好吗？好，你看 that's easy, right? I know you are good, right? No, so 今天好吗？ Right? Oh, I know. So there are other reasons why foreigner want to choose Taiwanese GMBA program, MBA for studying MBA in Taiwan. There are some interesting romantic, even romantic story because, for example, I know your story, right? It's about love. Love is one of the most important things, right? Why would you like to study? Because my girlfriend is Taiwanese. So there are a lot of reasons, right? I know you just get married, right? Congratulations. Okay, so there are a lot of reasons. So Taiwanese girls also, we for example, there are romantic stories. You know your girlfriend in Germany, as I meant. Then they come back and then together. So for example, we have a lot of couples after GMBA they marry. Actually, there's also a lot of kind of successful story, I think. And also, that's most of the reason. If you still have any questions, I will be happy to answer later. Okay, so following the intensive agenda, we'll go through some of this very quickly because some of the information in terms of, for example, College of Management, faculty, and also thorough curriculum, I think most of the information you can get is online. By the way, we have a lot of I think we have a very rich information on our website. I think most of you should already visit our GMBA website, NTU. Have you done that? If not, please go to our GMBA website. And also get connected with us following our FB and also Instagram. We have a very popular and very well-registered, connected Instagram. So please do follow all our updated information through social media. Okay, so, and I will also get other information, for example, student activities and in terms of most importantly, application and so on. Okay, so I will start from College of Management. This part I will go through quickly. In terms of College management, we founded very early, and also we have from 1999 and until now, we have already long history from the Japanese the time and until now. From 1987 to now, it's about 30 to 40 years. Okay, so in terms of departments, and also in terms of program, we have a diverse program in terms of College of Management, starting from we have 5 departments in terms of accounting, business administration, finance, international business. For example, I'm affiliated with international business, and also we have information management. And we have offer bachelor program, and also we have a MSc, MA program, or Master of Arts, Master of Science program in terms of accounting, business administration, finance, and international business and information management. And we have those, this is something, working experience specialized program. We have a GMBA, we have Executive MBA, as I just mentioned. We have EI MBA, it's the latest one, Entrepreneurship and Innovation MBA program. And in terms of research, we have PhD programs, okay? And in terms of faculty and students, I think we'll go quickly. We have almost 120 faculties across all those 5 discipline areas. And we have professors and different rank. And also, in terms of education background, most of our professors get their PhD, their highest degree from leading university, top university around the world. For example, US and also Sweden, and also UK and Japan, France, and so on. Okay, so in terms of students, overall we have almost across different degree about 4,000 students. and GMBA account for about 5% of our total students. Okay, in terms of faculty, specifically for GMBA, we have 2 international faculties. We have Professor Leon. Leon is here. He is from South Africa. And we also have Professor Han. She is from South Korea. Okay. In addition to that, we have a lot of adjunct professors and across the different areas. We have, for example, we even have the fitness professor, Professor Lin, to teach you how to do exercise. We have this because you need to balance your life and exercise and walking. So we have a specialized program. And also we have a diverse, as you can see, adjunct professors across different areas. And recently, for example, we also hire a very high profile the industry leaders to join our program. For example, Professor Chenny Ho, he is the founder and also the current director on the board of director of Advantech. Advantech, Yanhua Keji, is one of the leading B2B IPC, industry PC company in the world. So he is a leading and also very high profile managers in the world, also in Taiwan. And also we have Midi. She also worked in Nike and also in Starbucks before. And now she's also affiliated with and teaching some of the executive professional courses, such as retailing management. Okay, and Professor Ho is teaching leadership and also some issue about sustainability with us. As you see, there are so many. Okay, so let's move on to the GMBA students' profiles. What does, in addition to these 2 persona I just mentioned, domestic student and international student, what overall, how does our students' profile look like? For example, take the R13 batch this year, your batch. Overall, we have come from all the students, about 60 students. We have 60 students, around 15 to 20 nationalities, okay, in every batch. For example, this is the R13, right? Okay, and also we have more than 600 global MBA program alumni from 60 countries nowadays. We have a very widespread global network of the global talents around the world from our GMBA alumni and also current students. In terms of alumni, they affiliate with the different sectors, different industry after they graduate. And for example, as I just mentioned, Apple, TSMC, a lot of IT industry, and also we have a lot of other service industry. For example, we have China Airlines, cabin crews. We even have some of the reporters in in a lot of media industries, and also banking. For example, we will have alumni from China Trust to give you some of the information about her feedback, also some of the source from the global MBA programs. There are more and on, as you know, a lot. By the way, we are celebrating, this year we are going to celebrate our 20 years anniversary of the GMBA program. So as you can imagine, after 20 years, our graduate already fulfill and also in all the different sectors industry in Taiwan, but also around the world. So you have good connections and network with all the your alumni. Okay, so also a lot of our graduates also they have quite entrepreneurship. So they start up their own companies after they graduate. So not only the big companies, major companies, sectors, as I just mentioned, they also work in some of the new ventures and have the more innovative sectors and business models. And in terms of academic background, most of them, they come from different backgrounds like you. I think we have most of them, some of them, they study like economics and engineering. I think MBA is a program, basically, can fulfill your different knowledge and management skills. Oh, by the way, for example, what do you study before?
I studied physics.
Physics, right? Okay, thank you. Please sit down. So, just like his background, right? Study natural science and physics, and also study double E degree. We have a lot of students that just like that and working in the science and the IT industry. They just want to get more knowledge about business and management. So we are welcome all kinds of background, different background foundations to join our MBA program. Okay. So as you can see, we even have a literature. We have, of course, we have some business management background, but overall the background is quite diverse. In terms of age, as I just mentioned, average age is about 30 years, and average working experience is about 5 years. And this is basically a professional field. And in terms of curriculum, I would not highlight too much. I will just briefly highlight the core value of our GMBA program. Our GMBA program, overall, the curriculum, all kinds of elective and compulsory courses, we designed centered around those key center areas and also ideas. First of all, of course, multinational environment. So students and professors from around the world can create a global atmosphere because we have a diverse background of faculties and students. So we can engage and talk about a lot of issues around the world. And also we emphasize innovative teaching. As I just mentioned, NTU is a leading school in terms of research and teaching. We encourage students, we encourage professors to use different kind of approach. For example, case teaching. We use a lot of Harvard-based case teaching approach in terms of engage students to more and to learn more about business practice, the success or the failure example from real world. And also, we also highlight experiential learning, which is kind of, we offer a lot of company visits, for example. As you know, we have a lot of affiliate faculties, they are from industry. So we are getting very well connected, and a lot of our courses we design to integrate with a lot of company visits. For example, to TSMC or some of the courses we engage. For example, I just showed around, I took the students from our GMBA and NYU, New York University, to Advanced Tech, as you just mentioned. Professor Chen is chair there. So basically, we encourage experiential learning, learning from industry and learning from doing. A lot of engage because we are business and management area. Okay, for example, in the physics area, I don't think you will do the company visit. Very rarely, not that usual, right?
Because I'm now working in like an senior engineer.
Yeah.
So and I also deal with some customers and suppliers. I mean, it's not. I mean, my title is engineer, but it's not really engineer. Okay.
Okay. I mean, when you study physics,
Oh no.
you normally we will do the company visit. That's only study at the classroom, right? During the blackboard. Okay. Okay. So this is the difference. And in terms of courses, we have all kinds of compulsory core course. I think we will quickly skip this because you can check all the information online. We have, for example, financial area and journal management area, marketing area courses, and as you see, a serious elective course, and all taught by English. Okay, and during, as I just mentioned, most of our core course are taught in the evening, from 7 to I think 9:40, about 9:40. So it's about 2 and 40 minutes, 45 minutes. So during the weekday, so you can, most of our current students, if they are working on the daytime, they finish their job and come here to commute to the campus to continue to focus on the core course. And also all kinds of very diverse and elective courses we are designing during the weekend and also in the daytime. For example, we have full-time students. For example, most of the international students are full-time. So most of them, they study here, they can do the elective course in the morning. So we also design a lot of morning course and afternoon course elective, so they can finish more quickly than the part-time students. That's the trade-off, of course, right? We only have 24 hours. So most of our full-time students, in addition to study Mandarin, they can finish the course. So we design most of them during the daytime and also in the morning and afternoon. And in terms of some of the specific interesting course, we design it. We have an international collaboration, for example, as I've just mentioned. That's one of our unique characteristics. For example, we have a GM, Global Management Formula, or GMF course, which is collaborated with Kyoto University in Japan. For example, in this June, we will talk about 3 days to travel to Kyoto University, and we cooperate with the professor there. And I think Kyoto, Jindu is a very nice and beautiful place in Japan. And during the June, I think although it's hot, but it's a very lovely place. So we designed a course to study in Kyoto, and we work in a professor there. So it's get a 2 credit elective course there. They are unique program, and also in addition to that, we have another course called ABC, Asia Business Consultants. So basically, this course we are cooperating with University, Southbridge University from Korea, and also PMBS from Indonesia. So we take the students every year to one of those institutions. For example, last year was in Indonesia. This year, for example, next week, just tomorrow, they arrive from Indonesia and Korea. They have 24 students. They are coming. So together with our health student, in total 36, we are going to have an intensive course here. And also we'll have a company visit to a lot of unique, iconic places around Taiwan. So this is some of the picture here. As you can see, they are all happy, very, very happy. And in terms of study time, I will just highlight we can minimize, finish your program within 1 year if you really, really working very hard. You are a full-time student. We do have a student who finish within 1 year. And after all the core course and elective course, and you finish your dissertation, if you are very good. You are, in Taiwan, we call it 学霸. If you are really junior, not genius, but you spare your time here, right? So full-time student, you can finish that. But 1 to 4 years, that's the minimum. So average, we have 1 to 2 years option. You can arrange a lot of different composition. You just have a look. I think this information is offered online. So maximum, if you are more relaxed, for example, because you're busy in your work, right? You can say, okay, I'm not hurry. I enjoy my student life. I enjoy my student ID. NTU student ID, we have a lot of benefit. We will tell you later. Around NTU, it's very expensive. Most of the shops, even convenience store, 7-Eleven, even Starbucks around here, you get 10% off. Right? That's very, very beneficial. Because I worked with NGCU, Chengchi University before. To be honest, NGCU's ID is not that good. They don't even get a discount in the opposite. They have a Starbucks. That store even no discount. Come on. So following about the third curriculum, I will highlight the international exchange opportunities. As my role also as an associate dean for international affairs. In NTU College of Management, we work very, very hard. All our colleagues, we engage a lot of different universities to develop exchange programs and also dual degree programs. We have more than 123 partner schools around more than 30 countries, around Europe, Americas, and also Japan and Southeast Asia as well. So this is, we have partnership, for example, as I just mentioned, with NYU. We just, these 2 weeks, NYU Stern School of Business is a very top leading school. They are here. We are serving them, and we opening some of the course for them, and also show them around a lot of different Taiwanese industry. For example, they are going to visit TSMC on Tuesday. So 30 students coming. So they come. So we get the opportunity, we get the exchange for the students. You can go there to New York. New York is good. So this is NYU experience. Okay. So it's okay. I think it's run out of battery, right? Okay. In terms of dual degree, as I just mentioned, we have a couple of dual degree programs. For example, we are designing for the Waseda universities, and also we have a dual degree with Kyoto University. These two are in Japan. They are top leading Japanese university. We also have a dual degree with Guanghua School of Management, which is in Beijing University, also a top school in China. We have also alumni who get experience there. Maybe you can share later. Okay, so why NTU GMBA? I think most of them I already talked about that. I think they run out of battery, right? Okay, can you next, please, next. Okay, so I think I will pass this NTU degree and scholarship, and in terms of scholarship, and also that's also very important for some of our students. Basically, we have some of the scholarship, right? Very, very good scholarship around the world. Please stay here, okay? Yeah. And for example, we have NTU scholarship, and also we have some of the industry scholarship that can cover some of your stipends and also your tuition fees. So, but maybe you have to have with us, the GMBA office, for some of the issues. Okay. So, can you go to the next? Okay. So, following, and I think there's most of them, the issues and the information are about the curriculum, about the study time, and also some of the opportunities for getting the scholarship. Okay, and also exchange programs. So far, is there any questions? If not, I will continue and finish, and maybe we can engage later. Okay? Okay. So yeah, please. Yeah, very good questions. Uh, uh, I know the challenge for full-time students, right? Some of you, your job is busy. You say you want to travel a lot, but as I mentioned, we have designed the core course in the evening. So if you are really busy, I would not suggest maybe you take a more flexible approach, like 3 to 4 years studies. And in terms of attendance, that's a very important part. We have now NTU, we have 16 weeks each semester, each course. We have 16 weeks. So we have the attendance rule is most of the course, you have to attend at least 1/4. You can only miss 4 times of the core course. So at least you have to attend 12 for your core course and also other courses. Am I right? Right. So we have this policy, 12 attendance for each course. I think it's okay. I think in other universities similar. So that's our policy, to encourage your attendance and also be fair to other students. Okay. And also in terms of exam, for example, we have a midterm exam and final exam. I would suggest you to keep this date in mind and try to avoid your travel, and unless emergency. Otherwise, you keep these dates in mind and then to arrange your schedules just accordingly, based on the midterm exam. And if they do have, because some of the courses may or may not have a midterm exam, but you must have a final report or final exam, something. You need to, just in case, be there. Otherwise, it's difficult to do the following. Okay, that's my answer. Okay, so there's student activities. In terms of schedule already mentioned, we have a lot of diverse students. As you can see, this is this year's orientation. And following that, we have a very, I think, wonderful regular activities for student life. For example, this is our graduation ceremony and Unity Ball. As you can see, they are quite happy because graduate, right? And also that alumni coming back. And also, a lot of student activities. We have different clubs. For example, we have golf club, and we also have a lot of different participation, different activities. For example, this is our Christmas party. We just attend, as you can see. They are gift giving and it's gift exchange. This is arranged in the 101 building. I've been there. I was here, right? We all very happy, drinking and dining, right? After hard work, after the holidays, right? This is one of the most important parts. And also, of course, exercise. In order to balance, to build a strong body, we designed a fitness course also. We have a different club, like basketball. We have baseball. A lot of, we also have alumni association. Now we have the second. The president is also very Jessica, she is very, very enthusiastic and also engaged with our alumni and arrange a lot of activity for the alumni. Okay. And we have, this is one of our interesting competition. We work closely with Zhonghua Telecom, Zhonghua Dianxin. Every year we have this case competition. This is already a couple of years already. And some of our students will even get an internship and also work with full-time, also even work with a full-time job for the Zhonghua Dianxin after they graduate. Okay, Zhonghua Telecom is one of the major telecom company in Taiwan. Okay, so until GMBA is right for you. This is all the reasons. And finally, in terms of vacations, please bear in mind all those key deadlines. For example, it's open right now. And in terms of period, we will, for Taiwanese students until 10th of March. And in terms of international students until 13th of February. Okay, so the result announcement will be these 2 days. Please scan this QR code and then keep up there and check details for the further information. This is one of the information. And most importantly, as you all know, I think already, our application package including bachelor degree or above, and also 2 years working experience. And finally, you have to provide some of the English proficiency, such as TOEIC or TOEFL or IELTS, some of the information like that to show your English qualification, because we are English teaching program. And thank you. This is my introduction, and all our social network information are here. Okay, thank you very much. So should I open up some questions for the students? Or what's the schedule? Okay? Yeah, okay. Okay, so I can offer 1 or 2 questions. Any questions in addition to the attendance? Please. You mean 18 to 20 years working experience? That's a good question. Yeah, it also depends on the EMBA. For example, EMBA in Taiwan, can you speak Mandarin? A little bit, yeah. A little bit, because most of our EMBA, they are designed for teaching Mandarin. So in Taiwan, that could not be quite flexible for you.
I think that's also based on your learning objectives, because some people would like to extend their connection in Asia Pacific and beyond, but some people would like to focus on more like domestic market, and also, I mean, depending on your purpose, what kind of a future you are going to see for you. So I cannot really answer the question right now, but if you need more insightful information, we can discuss later. Oh, my name is Celia. I'm the Associate Director for the program. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Celia. Anything else? If not, I think...
There is one
okay,
more.
one more.
So maybe.
Okay, so let's last questions. And I think we will have some of the tea break, and also following up, we have some of the engagements time we can interact more, okay? Yeah, if you do have any other questions, we can talk about later during the break. Okay, please.
Yeah, thank you, Professor, for the sharing. Can you please just walk us through, is there any salary statistics for the MBA, GMBA graduates for the program?
Salary statistic?
Yeah.
Okay, salary is important.
It's a bit sensitive, but
yeah,
I mean, generally speaking, like for most of MBA program overseas, like late disclose.
The ranking, they do
have
Thank you for the question. It's really good and the more like Western perspective, because when I was in States, they did provide this kind of information. So when I started work for NTU, we tried to do that as well. But unfortunately, so think about our local talent. Do you think will they provide those secret confidential information for us. No, because our response rate is not that high. So I'm sorry, I cannot provide the average information. But individually, probably you can discuss with your classmate to get an overview. Yeah. Yes, that's it. So I think we are a little bit falling behind the agenda.
schedule?
So, schedule. So we just, MC, please invite the following speaker. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much,
Thank you.
Director
If you
Jean.
do have questions, we can talk about later, okay? During the break. Thank you.
Yes, don't worry, we have a session that we can all interact outside at the break. So thank you very much for the participation. Okay. For now, I believe everyone is more than excited to learn more about our GMBA student life. And I would like to invite one of our current students, Mr. Marius Morgenwick. Marius is now our year 1 GMBA student, and he's working in the energy industry. And please, Marius, take the stage.
Hello everyone. So my name is Marius Morgenweg and I'm from Germany. Maybe also you can hear it from my accent already. And I'm in Taiwan now for around 6 years, and I would just like to explain a bit and like to show you a bit what I do so far, what's my industry, and also why I choose actually the NTU for doing the GMBA program. And I'm now in the R13, which is the actual batch. So I just started around 6 months ago with the GMBA program here in the NTU. And so far I really like it. That's why I would like to also express my gratitude actually for this program, for the university, and also for the professors. So for myself, from my background, I'm a senior manager at COP, which is Copenhagen Offshore Partners. I work in the offshore wind industry, which is at the moment really like booming in Taiwan. It's a really big industry, and it's a very nice area actually because the wind is very strong. The Taiwan government is highly committed to do more offshore wind, and that's why I think Taiwan is a really great country to do this business, to do offshore wind. Overall, now from the experience of work, I'm a bit more than 6 years. I'm around 10 years now, and increasing. And I did several projects, not only in Europe, but also in Asia. And now, since the last 5 years, I'm focusing on Taiwan. And so far, I still like Taiwan, and I think I want to stay also much longer here. For my educational background, originally, I'm an electrical engineer. And I did the Master of Science in Electric Engineering in the Aachen University, which is in Germany. And then I came to Taiwan around 6 years ago, where I started to learn some Chinese in an advanced Mandarin training, which was in the National Tsinghua University. Because I thought when I arrived in Taiwan, then I also should learn about the culture. Culture is always language. That's why I think, and everyone also wants to study in the MBA, in the NTU, should learn a bit, at least a bit Chinese, which is maybe like the taxi Chinese or the restaurant Chinese, which is at least enough in the beginning to order a taxi, to reserve a seat in a restaurant, and to order some food. And I think that's, for me personally, like a limit or like a must, which every international student should learn. And that's also perfect actually because the NTU offers 1 year free Chinese, and a lot of Taiwanese colleagues, a lot of Taiwanese students, so you always have the chance actually to talk to Taiwanese students, Taiwanese colleagues in the Taiwanese restaurant. You can take an Uber, you talk to the driver, so you can always practice your Chinese basically every day. And maybe also show you some more about my life in the moment. So I had different roles, different careers at the moment. I went to different countries. I also worked for a while in Mongolia, which was also very interesting for me. And since the last years, actually, I'm focusing on Copenhagen and Taipei. And I would say at the moment it's like 80%, 90% in Taiwan. Also because the MBA program, because we have the tendency, as mentioned before, that also means that you should stay in Taiwan, you should be in the class in person, which I actually personally really like, because also before when I was deciding which MBA program I would choose, I was also found some universities, which for example in London, they offer also the online MBA, which sounds maybe interesting, but MBA I think should be in person, so it's very important that you are in the class and have the interactivity, because you make some network, you make some connections. And of course you can do the online MBA program maybe in another university, maybe also a really high ranked one. but I think you will never have the same experience as you could have in the NTU, where you really in person meet the professors, meet the students, you have some group work together, where you sit together and you work on the same topic. And I think that's also very special about the GMBA program. And as you can see, I really like certifications, I really like educations. So I did several educations and yeah, also certifications. Basically, for my own personal goal, I want to have like every year a new certification, a new education, and that's why I also choose in the end to start with the GMBA program, even I was maybe a bit late after already for 6 years in Taiwan. Then I think that both questions also were already answered by the Dean Brian, but I think Taiwan is really an amazing country, and before I came here was actually because of my wife. My wife is Taiwanese, and we met in Germany 6 years ago, or 8 years ago actually, and then 6 years ago she decided to bound back to Taiwan, and I just follow her and I say, okay, maybe it's also for me a good new start. I was also a bit bored already in the job before in my German company, and I just don't know why I don't want to start maybe a totally new life in Taiwan. And then after learning Chinese, after get to know the country better, I really found like, okay, Taiwan is really an amazing place. Not only about the people, not only about the food, about the culture, also nature is amazing. You can just go hiking, you can go to the beach. Basically, you have a very small island, but you have so many opportunities on the one small island, which is very special, especially in Asia. I mean, this is, for me, it's really the heart of Asia, I have to say, Taiwan. And yeah, Taiwan #1, I would say. Taiwan DE. And and then also the economy actually is really good in Taiwan. We have, of course, a very strong semiconductor company, or many companies actually. We have TSMC, and now especially also with the AI and the AI servers, it becomes more and more important that you have a very strong chip companies and semiconductor companies, which is totally given in Taiwan. But also, as I mentioned before, the renewable energies is, yeah, it's increasing. It's getting much better now, and especially Taiwan has a perfect place for the offshore wind energy, which I'm pursuing and I'm working in. And I think that's why Taiwan have so many economies, so many chances actually. And if you want to stay in Taiwan, if you want to work in Taiwan, there are so many opportunities for everyone, not only for Taiwanese, but also for the expats. And that's really amazing. Then, of course, you want to understand why maybe the NTU and why the GMBA. The NTU is definitely the #1 university in Taiwan. So if you want to do an MBA, you want to do it from a good university. And if you want to do it in person, like I mentioned before, you don't want to do it maybe online because you think, okay, it's really good to have it in person to talk with the people. Then there is actually not so many options in Taiwan. There are, of course, maybe other universities in Taiwan which also maybe offer an English MBA program. But normally you want to be at the #1 because good hates best. So you also want to go to the best one, and that's definitely the NTU. And even then the QS ranking, because normally after you finish the MBA, you may want to put, okay, I went for the NTU university, and internationally you also have to tell them why you choose the NTU. Then you can say you are the top 100 university because we are ranked 68 in the QS ranking, which is really impressive. And it's, especially for Asia, that's very, very good. And then, yeah, just some background for my information. So I work for global offshore wind energy. The whole global trend at the moment shows like there's a real motivation, a high motivation for the transition of energy. So we want to go from the nuclear energy, from the coal energy to some clear energy, clean energy, which is then more green. We want to be carbon neutral in the future, which is on the good way. And even Taiwan is highly committed yeah, to do so, which is very impressive. And personally, I can see that in my company, I work with a lot of different cultures, different internationalities, which helps me a lot also to learn about the culture from other colleagues, but not only from Taiwanese, but also from very different, like Swedish, British, South African. We have yeah, a lot of different ones. So not only different cultures, and not only different nationalities, but also very like a lot of yeah, different cross-functional teams basically. And therefore we have like a lot of a very dynamic environment. And in this dynamic environment, it's not only always nice, but there's also like a lot of challenges, actually. And the main challenges which I can see personally for myself at the moment is the leadership challenges. So everyone, yeah, everyone's differently committed to the work. Everyone is different committed to leadership, or everyone also expect a different management from themselves. And I think that's maybe very important. That for me also leadership is one of the most important things, which you can definitely learn in the MBA program. But there's much, much more in this pyramid. There's also like decision making. How can you motivate the teams, for example? How can you understand the financials? So, I mean, if you, in the end, if you're a manager and you cannot understand the financial reporting, or you cannot understand what the financial report from the companies explains you, then you will never be a good manager, I guess. And that's all what can be learned in the MBA program and what can be given to you. And then also for the strategy thinking, it's all really covered in all the lectures, and you have 8 core lectures, which give you already like a very good basis. But in addition to the 8 core lectures, you have some more elective courses which you can choose and make on your own interest, basically, and you can basically make your own tailor-made MBA program, based on the core courses and in addition to the elective courses, which is really, I think, very special, very unique in Taiwan, and it's very interesting and very good program. I don't want to take too much about the document which you need. I just highlighted one thing actually, which was for me very special, or very difficult to get, is the graduation certification. Because in Germany there's a lot of processes. If you want to have the graduate certification, you want to have it notarized, you want to have it like proven, and you want to have it translated into English, and this takes a lot of time. And if you apply for the university or if you apply for the GMBA program, I can definitely tell you, you need to start that early. And another thing is also for the proof of English proficiency, because also for me, I need to do it, and I never did it before. In Germany, we don't need it really, and it also takes some time. So just think about it that maybe you have some weeks to prepare the TOEIC or the TOEFL. I personally would tell you you should do the TOEIC. It's the most easy one, and very affordable. And then if you have like, basically it's like 4 steps, maybe 3 steps, it depends on how you cluster it, but maybe in the beginning, you should think about that you have all the documents together, and the list is everything given online, which is very clear described. You have some financial statements as well, you have some work experience, which is a minimum of 2 years work experience. You should have a bachelor at least, or you must have a bachelor, and then basically you are ready to submit the application. And then you have the application, the online system, which is then from the NTU. You can upload your requirement or the required documents, and every time a document is missing or there's some information is missing, the program itself will tell you exactly what is missing and how can you apply for that. And that's, I think it's very, very straightforward, very clear, and the system is very transparent, shows you exactly what is missing, and every time there's an update, every time there's like some documents approved, you also get directly a notification from the system, and they tell you, okay, now this step is done, and now you're in the next step. And then at some point, hopefully, if you got admitted, or if you got admitted to the next stage, they will invite you for an interview, and then you have an interview where you can basically present yourself, you can present your situation, can maybe go through your CV, and then you also should look for some recommendations. You can ask your professor, you can ask your colleague, basically, for like 2 recommendation letters at least, which can be online or can be like a written format, and then basically you're ready to go. And then for me, life as an international student, not the most beautiful picture, I didn't have too much time. But in the end, it's, I think it's very good that you can basically immerse yourself fully into the Taiwanese culture. And you can also see about the different education system. For me, it was also very special to see, because the university in Taiwan is very different from the style in Germany, I would say. But I think it's very important to understand also how the education system in Taiwan works, actually, to understand more the culture and to understand also more how to work with Taiwanese people in the end. Because some of us maybe will stay in Taiwan like me, and that's why it's also very important to understand actually the background from every Taiwanese colleague and how they maybe also had the education before. So also to understand the way of how they're working, for example. Then also like some challenges here, actually not too many challenges I would say in Taiwan, because Taiwan's life is very easy, I would say. But one is maybe the language barrier. It's definitely good if you speak some Chinese, but it's not a must. So you can survive basically in Taiwan, or especially also in Taipei, without speaking Chinese, but some Chinese is always helpful, I would say. Living costs, especially in Taipei, I would say the apartment cost is pretty high, but everything besides the living cost, or if you got maybe a dorm as well, it's very affordable, especially food. I just come back from Australia, where the food is basically very horrible and very expensive. And that's why the last days I enjoy a lot, again, the Taiwanese chances or the Taiwanese restaurants, which offer you like a very cheap food, very tasty food, and yeah, for everyone something inside. And then for the rewards, I think, yeah, I'm just now here for 6 months in the GMBA program, but so far I really like it. I also did some extra activity at the moment, which was like a cooking course, because I think culture is also food, and food is very important. And in this cooking course, like every month, I did some training, some class in some different food. We had some German food, for example, where I show something about the German sausages and the German meat. And then we have some waffle event where we did some waffle together. And then also one dumpling event where I show how the German makes the dumplings in Taiwan. And basically, yeah, I think we have a lot of group work, which I really like. You have a lot of group presentations, which is yeah, a lot of fun, a lot of challenges as well, because you have different nations, everyone has a different personality, different culture, but you all need to work together for one clear aim to present, and everyone wants to have a good grade in the end, and that's all what you can learn, and it's pretty close to the real life, I would say, because also in my work, for example, we have a lot of different cultures, a lot of different people, and there's the same challenges basically, which you basically can then learn, and you can adapt it, and then also maybe use it in your, incorporate it into your work, which is, yeah, I think very nice. And that's all. Thank you so much. Yeah, let me know if you have some questions. I think we have still time for 1 or 2 questions, in case any. If not, it's also good. Oh, there's one question, yeah.
Because since I see you have a project management experience, and I also come from a program management experience. So does the GMBA program also have something specifically to the project management, team management, like you said, or it's a whole like a top leadership kind of?
I would say it's rather about leadership, but as I also mentioned that you have to understand about financials and the financial knowledge, this strategy, decision making, and I think that's all also very common in the project management. So I would say even you don't want to be a leader in the future, but you want to maybe keep the project management or the program management role, this can be very helpful.
Like in the project management, they really go deep, like in the costing or budgeting kind of thing, or it's more on the leadership and team management.
No, what I mean, I say you can also apply it. I think you can clearly apply the knowledge also if you want to pursue the role as the project manager. So you don't need to be the leader. You don't need to only use it as for the leadership role, let's say, for the leadership career path. But you can stay in your project management role and also using your knowledge. And then you have the 8 courses, which is maybe rather in the direction of leadership, I would say, but maybe half of it. But then you have, in addition to that, you have the elective courses. And with these elective courses, you can basically tailor-make your program. And then you can also make it up to your interest. And you can say, okay, you can be now, for example, the project manager because you're not so interested in the leadership. That's possible. Yeah. Thank you. No, that's definitely a big challenge. I have to say, especially in the beginning when I was I think my first or the first 2 lectures, you become like a bit nervous because it's like again you're back to school basically after 10 years, and then you have the evening course which is then from 7 to 10 after work, which is basically very tiring. That's for sure. But you need to keep your motivation up, and then you need to think about okay why I want to do it, why I want to have the MBA in the end. And with the motivation in your mind, I think that's really possible. But you need to overcome this point. You need to overcome the point, just think, okay, it's very tiring. Of course, I would do something else. I would like to have a beer now, maybe, rather than go to the class. Maybe the class is not so interesting because not every class will be interesting for you. Some classes maybe are not so interesting. Some other classes are very interesting for you. So you always need to balance it. But you have to see the overall aim. So the overall aim for you is you want to have the MBA program or the MBA at one point. And with this motivation in mind, I think you can overcome it. And it's up to you, basically, how quick you want to finish the program. So for myself, I want to finish in 2 years. And with 2 years, I think it's very manageable, it's makeable. And it's, I would say I had now 3 core courses, or 4 core courses, actually 4 core courses, and 2 elective courses. And this was, I think, a bit much maybe, because I was very motivated in the beginning to do a lot of courses. I would maybe say you have like 3 core courses in the beginning, or 2 to 3. That's a very good balance, especially if you want to finish in 2 years. And there's also maybe not too much pressure. I mean, if you have in 2.5 years, for example, that's also maybe totally fine for you, if you're like a part-time student like me, and if you still have your normal job. Yeah. The EMBA program is in Chinese. Yeah, only in Chinese. And even I learned a bit Chinese, even I have the advanced Chinese course. I would not see myself yet ready to hear the full lecture basically in Chinese. Yeah. I think the EMBA normally is for people, like, of course, who has like more experience. So I think with 10 years experience, you could go for the EMBA program, but it should be in English. And then this is not in Taiwan possible at the moment. So maybe in the future, who knows? Maybe there's going to be some development also in the NTU to have the EMBA program in English, which would be very nice. And then I would go for that. Or I learn more Chinese in the meantime. I can improve my Chinese, and I could be ready for the EMBA program in Chinese as well.
Okay, thank you everyone.
Thank you.
And thank you, Marius, for the splendid sharing. And I believe we also have to thank your wife for being a great diplomat of Taiwan.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, now we have our second speaker. That is our current student, Joshua Miller. And he's coming to share why he chose Taiwan and what the life he built around GMBA. And it's worth to mention, Joshua is a very memorable NTU basketball team player. I believe you can see from his height. So give it up to Joshua.
Yeah, hi. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all for coming out. My name is Joshua. I'm part of R12. I'm on the 2-year path track in my GMBA journey. I'm currently entering my 4th and final semester right now, so I'm working on developing my thesis right now, which is very exciting. A little bit about myself. I grew up in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm from the U.S. I lived in Beijing, China for my high school years. I'm studying at an international school, which helped lay the foundation for the reason why I decided to come back out to East Asia and end up at the GMBA program here at NTU. So stepping out of the classroom, I'm going to introduce GMBA activities and introduce all of the extracurriculars that you can participate in as part of the program. So I've split up GMBA activities into 3 different sections. First, sports and clubs. Second, academic competitions. And then third, student council events. So to start, sports and clubs, there are a number of sports and clubs that you can sign up for, participate in. To start, NTU Annual Sports Day is a very popular event here at NTU. This is a track and field as well as swimming competition where every department in NTU competes against each other. So it's a great opportunity to get out of the classroom, involve yourself in a physical activity, and compete against other departments at the university. Then there's the basketball club, which I am a part of. We recently participated in the EMBA President's Cup. We got 3rd place. So hopefully if you all want to sign up in the future, please join us and help us move forward in the coming years, right? Then there's badminton club, also another very popular club on campus. Soccer club, GMBA band. So if you do play an instrument, you can join the GMBA band. They did a performance at our Christmas party 2 years ago, which was very entertaining. Moreover, the Dragon Boat team for Duanwuzia. is also a very popular event. You can ride the boat in the Dragon Boat Festival and compete against other teams and other schools. And then finally, the golf club. Moreover, here are some pictures from the event. So these on the left-hand side are all the NTU annual sports day, which recently happened last semester. And then on the right, it's a picture from the EMBA basketball event a few weeks ago. Here on the left is the Dragon Boat team practicing, and then a few members of the badminton team. Moving on, academic events and competitions. So I put together extracurricular academic events as well as 2 classes. So to start, case competitions, this was already discussed briefly before. There are a lot of case competitions in the APAC region as well as just internationally, where you can form a team with fellow GMBA students and compete against other schools and other teams from other schools across the world for prizes and rewards. As well as there's Asian Business Consulting and Global Management Forum. These are 2 courses offered by the GMBA program where you can travel abroad and collaborate and network with other MBA students from other universities in the East Asia region, as well as Southeast Asia. Great opportunities to step out of the NTU campus and meet people from other universities. So here are some pictures from case competitions. The Holt Prize in Bangkok, which happened last year, as well as these 2 people, Eric and Lily. They're actually in Vermont right now competing in a competition. Right. And then finally, GMBA and student council events. These are more social activities. Great way to meet fellow students, network with alumni as well as current students, and build friendships. To start, the annual Unity Ball. This is our end of the year ball type celebration where we rent out a nice event, a nice place. We get to dress up and then celebrate our accomplishments of the year. Moreover, the student council hosts language exchanges. So for both local as well as international students, you can join the language exchanges to practice foreign languages. And it's not just Chinese and English. They also have Spanish as well as other languages. Moreover, holiday parties and socials, we do Christmas parties, etc., all hosted by the student council. Moreover, exploring Taiwan, getting out of the city. A lot of student groups come together and plan trips to go hiking around Taiwan, as well as just explore different parts of the island that you might not normally be able to do just here in Taipei. And then finally, the GMBA Alumni Association does a great job at organizing events to bring current students together with graduates to both network as well as participate in just social events, right? Recently, the GMBA Alumni Association hosted a showing of the Dune 2 movie, which was a lot of fun. It was a nice opportunity to enjoy a movie as well as network with alumni. Okay, and then here are just some pictures from social activities that the GMBA program offers. Right, so this is a holiday party. And then finally, the main benefit of these extracurricular activities and social events is really networking with both alumni and current students. One of the main things of an MBA program is the networking opportunities that it presents. The unique nature of GMBA is that it is a mix between local students and students from countries all over the world. So you get to meet people with backgrounds from a diverse range of industries as well as countries, which can possibly open up career opportunities in the future for you, which really highlights the unparalleled experience GMBA offers. All right, thank you all. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Joshua, for the splendid introduction of our very rich student activities. So these activities are very important to us, not only to enrich our student life, but also a really good way to decompress. So I'm sure everyone has a lot of questions, and now we will have our 15 minutes break. And during the break, we have some booth outside to introduce more of our core classes and our student activities. So currently it's 3:25, and please be back in the room for 3:40. Thank you, everyone. Please have a rest outside. Okay, now since we have most of the people here, we're about to start our second session. So in this part, we'll be invited our GMBA professor and our alumni to share why they choose our GMBA and what was their point of view. Now, first, I would like to invite Professor Leon. Professor Leon is from South Africa, and he actually completed his master and doctoral degrees both in Taiwan. So, Professor Leon, please have a share and let us know why do you recommend NTU GMBA and why do they should choose GMBA. Thank you.
Thank you. Right, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Professor Leon. I usually leave my last name alone. That's why you can't see it on the slide. It's difficult to pronounce. My last name is Van Jaarsveld. I am not Dutch. I am South African, as was already said. So you will find me here in GMBA teaching a variety of courses, including crisis management, ESG investing, and business communication. And I'm also, believe the title, correct me if I'm wrong, Yvonne, it's thesis consultant? Yes. So if you're writing your thesis, you will also be talking to me at some point. I'll give you some guidance on how to approach that. And then in addition to that, we're also starting to interact with GBSN in the current semester. If you don't know what that is, you'll learn a lot about it later, and I'll be happy to share with you more as well in our info session. So I had some slides prepared, but the truth is everything that you will see on my slides has already been introduced to you. It has been a significant and good introduction, so I think I'm better served answering a series of questions that I've sensed there's a bit of a need for based on some of the questions that have been asked thus far. So one of those very first questions that I think is very important to discuss is, what is the best way to learn for a business student? Now, before I answer it, I'm happy to take any answers that you have. Yes? Case studies. Any other answers? Sorry, I don't have prizes, unfortunately, but I have answers. Case studies? Yes. So some of you may have gotten the hint now. The answers are actually on a slide behind me. So you can actually read through them. You'll find that most of them are answered there. GMBA recognizes that students have a variety of backgrounds. We recognize that many of you are from a business field, not from an academic background. So the way in which we teach the courses, we are flexible. Different professors have different approaches, naturally. But we try and be case-oriented, experiential-oriented, so as to give you real-world insight into the applications of what you're learning. Now, your professors are, well, many of them are, of course, academically inclined. We have an academic background. Our director is one of the top 2% of scientists globally. So this is quite an achievement. So, of course, we are going to be talking about theories. So that brings me to my next question. What is the purpose of a theory, an academic theory, to a business student? Again, before I answer them, any thoughts? Marius, I'm going to pick on you since you're already doing this. Organizational behavior class, I plastered you with theory after theory after theory. What was the purpose of all of those?
The main purpose for it is you really need to understand how can you use the theories, not only to learn the theories, but really apply them, and really apply them also in your organization or in your real-time work, which is really, really possible.
Okay. underlying what you just said, and there was also a question from another one of our classmates, she's outside somewhere, Clover. She asked me this question once, isn't organizational behavior theory really just common sense? And the answer is yes, it is. It is a collection of common senses taken from a variety of different cases, and then collectively we call them theories. These theories, if broken down, can become tool sets for a person with a business background. So again, we understand the importance of breaking down these academic theories in a way that makes them insightful and helpful for business applications. So that's question 2. I forgot question 3. Give me a second. Yes. What is the benefit of cross-cultural learning environment?
Yeah, I think there are a lot of learnings which come through the culture. So if you meet different cross-cultural people, there are some things which you might have never learned. Being in a particular culture, come from a particular kind of society, and if you meet the people from other culture, they bring some learning which is culture infusing, and you can learn more.
True. So I'm actually just looking for 2 slides, these 2. Number 1, GMBA is a multinational, multicultural learning environment. Number 2, and I think this is also equally important, perhaps more important, it is a multi-business oriented background. This slide is from one academic year. 2 year. The slide is 2 years old. It's from one academic year. Students from that academic year represented this many companies, and I'm sure I missed some actually. Okay. So when you look around at the students sitting across from you in a GMBA classroom, you are dealing with people from other cultures, yes. You're dealing with people with different economic and work-related experiences as well. This enriches a classroom discussion to the point where you will learn things that you didn't think were necessarily possible in a given scenario. There are different solutions to the same problem because your classmates are different. They have different backgrounds, they have different cultures. This enriches a speaking environment in the classroom to a point where even your professors can learn from the experience. So the teachers in the classroom, not just your professor, the people sitting across from you are also very good at relaying pieces of knowledge that is beneficial to your learning. Next question. Yes, what is the purpose of an MBA? I think it kind of goes to the question, why GMBA and not EMBA, right? What's the difference? Well, what's the purpose of an MBA, generally speaking? If you take a look at your own background, you may find that you come from, physics background, medical background, engineering. I mean, Marius, you're an engineer, but what's the last time you actually did any engineering? Okay, so herein lies one of the things that you probably have already figured out. You've graduated with your undergraduate degree. Now what do you do with it? Some of you might be doing something with it. Some of you may have from the get-go understood, well, it doesn't really apply to working life. Others, you will find you've now figured out what to do with it, but now you've gotten to a point where you need to take the next step. What's that next step? Well, an MBA is going to have a different meaning for different individuals. You're going to have a different opinion on what skill set you need. So if you take a look at the course load offered by GMBA program, and again, this slide is 2 years old, so it is in need of updating, or at least I think it's old. Anyway, we have a large number of courses taught by academic faculty, also by experienced individuals. Where's that slide? Here we go. Professors like Cheney Ho, they are industry experts. These knowledges that they can convey to you from their own personal experiences will help you answer some of your question of what is the purpose of an MBA. You may have the need to improve your managerial skill set. You've done everything you could possibly do from an engineering perspective. What do you want to do next? You want to become a trained manager. Now, MBAs actually exist as a bridge between this traditional academic background and to what you actually need to survive in the business arena, to get promoted and otherwise. So we do have a significant amount of interaction with industry. We have academic courses. All of this in combination could help you answer that specific question. Okay, so why GMBA, not EMBA? Well, Chinese for one, but also the kind of network that you get access to. EMBA is more focused on Chinese-speaking professionals in the Taiwan environment, whereas GMBA is global, thus the G in front of MBA. Okay. The last question, why should foreigners join the GMBA program? Do we have any foreigners here? That's one. That's a very good answer. Yes. You can get insight into the Chinese, Taiwan, the entire Asia-Pacific region, the market. You can get insight into the market. Not a good reason. Sorry? Networking. Networking specifically with whom? NTU alumni. Now, the Alumni Association has already been introduced. They are quite large at this point, quite diverse and very active. So that's one strong aspect. The currently registered students as well, they make for a very large network. Your professors, of course, the industry experts teaching courses as adjunct professors, them as well. All of this will give you insight and a network into the region. Is there another reason why a foreigner should join? I think it's very important. Pivot your career, but yes, why specifically Taiwan? Why specifically GMBA? Yes. Thank you. It is a bridge. Thank you. There's the last part that I wanted to hear. Chinese-speaking regions. So while you're here, what should you also be doing? Studying Chinese. I would strongly encourage you to do so. Okay. I think I've answered all the questions I can think of. If you have more, you're welcome to fire them off at me. You can meet me here afterwards. I believe we are now like 30 minutes behind schedule. So I'm going to pass it on to our next speaker. And thank you very much. So you will find me afterwards. If you have more questions, let me know.
Thank you, Professor Leon, for a very interactive session. And now I have a fun fact for everyone. So GMBA was established in 2006. And in 2025, which is this year, we'll be celebrating our 20th anniversary. So in these 20 years, we have built a very extensive alumni network with over 600 alumni. So they are all over the world. And now I would like to invite one of them to share her journey and her post-GMBA life. So let's welcome Sherry. Sherry, she is from Taiwan, and she's currently a producer in Alta TV and also an adjunct professor at NTUST. So Sherry, please.
All right, thank you very much, everyone. And I'm glad I have the opportunity here to share my life during I was back at the time in NTU GMBA and after. Okay, as you can see, I'm actually the class of 2013. Okay, it's been quite a while, so I'm so glad I can step in this room this afternoon. All right, and I'm working at Alta TV right now. Before I joined the GMBA, I was starting from like the reporter and to move to anchor and then to producer. right? And my academic background was in commerce and human biology, so it's quite different field. And I'm working in the media industry. Okay, and right before I joined the GMBA, I was hosting a food show. And so I was thinking, if I'm a producer, like I need to lead a team. And that was when I already worked for like 8 years. But I didn't want to join the master degree right after I graduate. So I was eager to go into the work. So, because I think like working experience is more important. So that's why after 8 years, and I think, well, probably I need to learn more, and I need, since my background is in business, right? So I need to learn more about like case studies and stuff. And you may ask, like, why do you need those? Okay, because being a producer is more like you have to handling a project. Okay, it's not just like to have the leadership skills. You also need to know how to manage your financial stuff, right? So then that's when I want to come back to studies. Okay, and the first week when I entered the class, like everyone was like helping to clean up the student lunch, and so because we want to have a very good environment to study, right? And then the funny thing is to see those two guys, they actually wear the same T-shirt at the first day of their class. We don't know why, so then we are so surprised to see them wear the same clothes. So that's why we took the picture of them. And their responsibility, they replied to us like because they love Taiwan. So that's why the first thing they come to Taiwan and they bought those T-shirts. Yeah, so they wear that to the class in the first day. And I think that's a very exciting moment for them. Okay, and first week of GMBA, it was like so exciting. Everyone wants to know each other's. But since my background it was in business, but I still find a little bit challenge when during the courses. Okay, why? Because I think the professor just mentioned we have diversities. We have students from all over the world, right? So when we have the case study, they will provide like different angles. Okay, so most of the time we are discussing or sometimes we may have some fight with each other because like we see things differently, but it's a good thing, right? Because if everyone is from Taiwan, then we probably think the same way. But we have students from Singapore, Malaysia, right, and India, Australia, Sweden. So when we form a group, we actually have some arguments sometimes. Okay, but I think that's very good because you can see things through different ways. So you may have the unique perspectives and experience through the program. And also, you will have a lot of like collaborations, and also you need to adapt to each other. Okay, since we have like different cultures. Okay, so I think one of the most important drive to me to like actually come to a class because I still work at that time, right? So from 8 to 6, and then I have to run here for the class at 6:30. And so that's quite tiring for me. But one drive that's really important is what we do after class. Guess what, what we do after class? Yeah, but not every night. We do have parties like during the weekends, but during the night or after class, we almost every class we will have like dinners together. But the good thing is when you are having dinner, you still like can discuss what we learned in class, right? And then we can refresh what we learned in class. So I think that's the drive for me to come to a class. And the other good thing is like we will design our own jackets and the business card. So I think when we go out, we always wear the jackets together. Okay, so it's kind of like bounding to each other. And of course, we study hard, right? We have group studies. Um, and we also have the classes, like sometimes when the weather is very good, the professor just tell us, okay, let's go out and have an outside class. And we also have this project. I think it was the leadership class. We went to Yangmingshan to actually do like a small kayak. Okay, but since like some of them were like working in finance industry or engineering, like we are really bad at the handy stuff. So I think we had fun during that day. Okay. I also have the video to show to you later. So then for me, during the GMBA, I have to balancing between work and studies. Okay, so I have to find my way to like how drive me to go through this. And the good thing is, see my classmates, he was actually helping me to do the filming. So he was like tasting the food and stuff. Okay, I think that's a good thing for joining the program as well. Yeah. So we study hard, but we also play hard. We have lots of fun. They actually participate the detective game challenge, and also we have like bowling competitions and stuff. Dragon Ball racing, like I heard, it still has it going on. We go out for surfing, biking, yeah. And after class, of course, those like dinners, always, like drinkings. And those have like a tofu strip during the weekend, I remember. All right. And I think the best thing is, besides late night study sessions, we also have some celebrations together, right? And personal milestone created unforgettable moments. This is I think it's a Unity Bowl, and that's the graduation. And I actually complete in 2 years. So I think I work really hard on that because I take all the core course in the first year and try to finish my business plan and thesis at the second year. Yeah, and some of my classmates, they actually go for the exchange student. So, but I didn't because I need to work. Okay, so I guess that's a celebration. And the best part is a highlight was we built lifelong relationships, right? After we graduate, we still contact with each other. Whenever they have problems or they encounter any difficulties, we still like help each other, and we meet at least every year. And even one of our student council, she got married in Thailand, and all of us like actually fly to Thailand and attend her wedding. So I guess, or I think that's the best part. So, after graduation, everyone got married. And so we share important life moments. We have the gatherings, events, Christmas parties, or like almost like every year. And as you can see, okay, they all have like those babies, yeah. And just a few weeks ago, we have our 10 years reunion. Like they fly to Taiwan, and we still hanging out together. And when this picture was taken, people were saying, "Wow, we are so young," because after 10 years, we still do the same thing in Xinyi district. Okay. So after I graduate, because I said I finished in 2 years, right? So during that 2 years, my life was like working, studying, writing the assignment, have case study, right? Right after, when I finish, I feel so empty. I'm like, oh, I miss the fast pace and dynamic lifestyle of the GMBA. Like, what am I going to do? Like, after work, I'm like, I should do something, right? So I miss that part of having studying late night and bonding with the classmates. So that's why I try to find the PhD program. But I don't want to stay in the business field, so I found a PhD program in education. And then I want to focusing on the digital learning, okay, to leverage my professional experience and passion for the field, okay. But PhD program is quite different from the master degree. So you have to do a lot of research, and then we also have the qualification exams and writing for papers and everything. It's quite different from GMBA, but there's one thing is the same, which is we still having parties and having dinners together. Those are the key that drives me through all these programs. All right, so I guess switching from business to the education, that actually gave me different perspective, and it allowed me to connect the educators and researchers when I'm in the education field, and actually broaden my perspective and opening the new doors. Why I'm saying that? Because I actually got a part-time job, like as an instructor at NTUST. So that makes me to combine my background in media and also what I learned in GMBA and the digital learning research. Okay, so actually I combine those through. So now when I teach, I always apply the case study. I don't really teach theories because, like the professor said, the theories usually the common sense, right? But you need to know how to use them. So in my class, I have like all the projects that my students need to accomplish. And I also teach AI stuff to let them use the AI, but you cannot just use one, like ChatGPT, to finish your work. You always need to use like different tools to help you to finish the project. And I think that's what the students need during or at their work. Okay, so I would say the GMBA was a journey of growth, self-discovery, and connections. So it also provides the confidence to embrace the challenges and tools to navigate the complexity and motivation to pursue lifelong learning. I think that's the very important thing is the lifelong learning, because you cannot learn everything in class, right? Moving through, you have to learn every day. Okay, and I think I kind of like studying, so that's why I pursue the PhD. And the experience, skills, and relationship I gained during the GMBA continue to guide me in my career and beyond. So I'm so glad I actually studied the NTU GMBA, and that me to move on. Here is another video from my classmates, but I'm not sure if we have time to see this or.
Please give us a second while we fix the difficulty of technologies as we face in life. I guess before we start playing the video, maybe Sherry can answer one question.
Sure. Any questions?
Now's a great time to ask.
Yeah, of course. You need to have the master degree to go to the PhD program. Yeah. Yes. Yes. That's a must. Well, they have the different background, right? So I think they will pursue different lifestyles, different view from one project, right? So I guess both, like it's good for both of them. The management skills, for me, I think we do have the management course in different field like accounting and strategic, something like that, right? So I will apply in my job because for my project, I really need those to for like when I have different projects and I know how to management. And also the time management, I think is very important. But you know those theories. If you don't come to study, you don't know the theories, right? So if you know the theories, you know how to apply. Yeah. Otherwise, those are like reading from books. How was the
I'm not sure what's the question right now.
Okay, yeah. Some of my classmates, they were working in the financial industry or financial sectors in Singapore. Okay, for one example was I actually asked him how do I do the international investments through like different countries. Yeah, so that's one of the connections I have. So then I can ask him. Because for my company, we also need to do some different investments. So that's why I can ask his opinion. Yeah.
My name is John Urban. I'm from Toronto, Canada. Before studying at the GMBA program, I was a project manager. My study goals here at the GMBA program were to learn more about supply chain management. The GMBA program is more than just about textbooks or planning the next stage of your career. It's about getting a life. Over the past 2 years, I've come into contact with 50, 100, and 150 new classmates. We worked together, we studied together on various projects. Now that's the true form of networking. Here I came, I grew, I changed, I succeeded. And now you're welcome to join us here too.
That I make right after I graduate. So I ask my classmates and tell them to film this. And hopefully that helps. And any other questions for me?
Okay, great. Thank you, Sherry, very much for the sharing. And I sincerely hope you have the chance to become one of our adjunct professors in NTU. So next, we have another of our alumni here, Mr. Ted Young. And Mr. Ted is also a local Taiwanese student, and he's currently the head of health and benefits of the Taiwan region of Willis Tower Watson. Willis Tower Watson is a British-American multinational company that provides commercial insurance, brokerage services, strategic risk management services, employee benefits, and compensation management, and actuarial analysis and investment management for pension plans and financial endowment. So please welcome Ted.
Thank you. I still remember that exact moment. I questioned my decision. I remember it was the first semester of my GMBA program. It was 3 a.m. I was holding my newborn son in my arms, rocking him back to sleep. After another sleepless night. In a few hours, I had to be back in the office, leading client meetings, closing deals. And later that evening, I had class. Sorry, Dana, thank you. Okay, sorry. The struggle is real. I thought to myself, what have I done? How am I supposed to handle this? I was very, very, very busy. And then before I continue, I'm going to tell you what happened next. And I'll give you a little introduction to myself. My name's Ted. I'm from class of 2021. I'm currently the department head of WTW, or Willis Towers Watson. Willis Towers Watson is a global multinational risk management and insurance brokerage and advisory solutions consulting firm. We have about 120 employees in Taiwan and over 40,000 employees around the world. I manage complex client management relationships, lead business strategies, and then drive business growth. I've been with this company for 13 years now. I'm also a husband and a father of two. You know, my lovely wife there, you know, it was very, very tough. I still remember, you know, when I questioned myself, was GMBA worth it? You know, what should I do with this program? I was juggling it all. You know, I actually, you know, became very, very efficient, you know, at my work. And this is how I did it. This is what I learned, you know. You don't find time. You make it, especially if you're juggling, you know, your work and your life and your school all at the same time. I turned my commute into a classroom. I remember it was about 30 minutes, like from my office to the classroom. Instead of scrolling on my phone, I read case studies on the subway. Okay? And I also learned to prioritize like never before. You know, what truly moved the needle at work, what really mattered at home. I even wrote my thesis based on my project work. One of my thesis advisors here, Professor Leon, if you still remember me. I'm from class 2021. And I also had a rock-solid support system. Okay? My wife took on extra responsibilities at home, so I could go to class in the evenings. My colleagues were being very supportive. They encouraged me, of course, and my GMBA classmates who were going through the same struggle as I, you know, became my second family here. After 1 year after I graduated from GMBA, I founded an educational startup with my brother, applying everything I had learned in the GMBA program. It wasn't just a business, any business, but a public speaking academy designed to pave the way for the young people, to empower the young people, to empower them, you know, and bring them their impact to life. 2 years after that, I took another big leap. I stepped up to lead. I took the challenge of becoming a line of business head at WTW. I was the youngest country leader in the APAC region. As you can see in the picture, with all my senior peers. I took on the responsibilities of shaping strategies, business strategies, managing teams, and driving impact with all these colleagues. It was truly achievement and remarkable milestone for me after I graduated from GMBA. So, as a senior HR consultant and also a business leader, is NTU GMBA worth it or the right choice? Well, absolutely. Here's why. First, I think it forces you to think globally. Business nowadays aren't local anymore. Whether you live in Taiwan or Toronto, you need to have a global mindset. And second, it pushes you beyond your limits. All right? And third, it makes you a better leader. You know, companies don't just want employees. They want problem solvers, decision makers, and people who can handle complexity. That's what GMBA trains you for. And that's why I'm here now. Was it worth it for me? Let me put it this way. If you had told me on that sleepless night, holding my newborn baby, that in just a few years, I'll be leading a department, starting my own business, and standing here sharing this story with you, I wouldn't have believed you. But here's the thing. Growth happens in the moments when you think you can't do it, but you do it anyway. So whether you're thinking whether you're, thinking whether you should take that next step, or whether to push forward even when you think it feels not possible, my advice: do it, and then make it worth it. Thank you. My name is Ted. You can find me on LinkedIn by scanning the QR code on the upper right corner of the screen. I don't have much time. I don't have much time today. So any questions, feel free to ask me. Do we still have time? Yeah. No. Okay. You can find me, after the session. But I'm very welcome. If you need a job. Also, I heard quite a big questions that I think I could answer in terms of salaries, because Towers Watson has the largest benefits and compensation benefits database in Taiwan. Over 600 companies, their salary data and benefits data are in my company. And also, if you want to know what it's like to become a consultant, especially in the HR field or insurance brokerage advisory solutions, you can also ask me. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you, Ted. So as a GMBA student, we have a lot of homework, and a lot of good work, and that's emphasizing on group collaborations and working with people from different backgrounds. And one of the most important of all is time management, as Ted mentioned. So this is a really good way to train yourself to face all kinds of challenges in the future. And next, I would like to invite our next alumna, Jennifer Liu. And Jennifer is the Vice President and Team Leader of Digital Business Development Department of China Trust Commercial Bank. She joined our dual degree program with Peking University, and I think it's a very interesting experience to share. So let's welcome Jennifer.
Hello, everyone. Are you feel sleepy now? Okay, probably I can share some, interesting things for you and make you laugh. Okay, so happy to be here, and I think today we have beautiful weather in beautiful campus and beautiful faces here. And I think probably because I'm from class of 2018, so 9 years ago, I also sit here and with, plenty of questions and confused faces and am I going to do MBA or not? Yeah, so I totally know your questions, and probably I can answer after that. Okay, so first let me introduce myself. So before this start, I would like to recommend you to draw this kind of timeline of your career. And because if you decide to do MBA, this is very important and crucial for you to do your own story before you apply. So you need to know your background and where are you going in the future. So probably use as an example, as a case study. I can show you from here is that I just separated my timeline from pre-MBA, MBA program, and career post-MBA for your reference. So actually, I work in financial institutions over 10 years, and most often do fintech and digital business PM like this way. But after MBA, I do a little bit change. So I think also I do dual degree in PKU after NTU program. So I can share you later. Okay, so after NTU GMBA, I do PKU Guanghua School of Management from 2018. And then after that, I decide to work in Shanghai, in China. So I work in JP Morgan Securities House. And that is very challenging because, you know, after that pandemic happened. So most of the time I work in Shanghai, but you need to overcome all the challenges like lockdown and quarantine, and you know, like do the testing twice a day, like something like that. So this is very challenging, but very worth to do this kind of burden your career path with more international environment. Yeah, and after that, I came back to Taiwan in 2023, and I worked in Prudential. So I just changed my career a little bit from digital to strategy management. And then now I work in CTBT Securities as a team leader in digital firm. Okay, so that's quite enough for my introduction. Okay, here's a checklist for you. I think, you know, when I just look back all the past, I think it's very important for you to know this before you apply. Okay, so who you are, what are your key personality, and what's your background, and why do you want to get an MBA now, and what's your potential career development in the future. So probably you may think of this question first. Okay, so that's an interesting, for example, like who you are. Do you know your MBTI, right? Have you ever done the test? Okay, so I think this is very interesting because it will change. So I think GMBA make me from I person to E person. Okay, probably that's very interesting from here. And also in PKU, they ask all the students in Guanghua, they ask all the students do MBTI from their career suggestions. Okay, and I think it's very important to find your potential and your core competency. Yeah, because that will be your reason. You need to bring your reason to study MBA rather than you study MBA first because you are asked to study that. Okay. So in my case, pre-MBA, I worked in Yuanda Securities, the #1 securities house in Taiwan. So this is an example for you to show how you collect your profile. You need to make your profile very clear with some, like products or milestones or key important things. You need to record them, and then you place them into a file. Okay, so for example, when I was working in Yuanda, I did a lot of trading app and service app and their official website. So, like it's very challenging to do the MBA and work in the same time. But I just sacrificed my sleeping time, to be honest. So I still go to Rechao, I still go to KTV with all my classmates. I don't want to give up my social life. So I sleep, like 5 hours a day, but I just finish all the programs in 2 years. So it's possible. Okay, it's possible. But you need to be very dedicated, and you need to just like our TED, you need to study probably when you are in the travel, or you need to use every minute of your time, very efficiently. Okay, so it's another project. I just take it for example because we do a lot from fintech and in Taiwan financial institutions. We have some kind of revolution in like 10 years ago. So we need to do a lot of study on this. And also this is me when I was young. Okay, we also do a lot of advertisement in our projects. Okay, so why MBA? Why now? So may I ask you, how many of you have the answers? Please raise your hand. Why you study MBA? No one. Okay. Okay, probably. Okay, 2, 3. Okay, okay. After this session, I think you will have then some of the answer, right? Okay, so probably this Ansoff matrix will help you to, enhance your thinking process. So we use this in personal career. Probably we are now from here to here, right? So if you if you decide to study MBA, some of you will be like you need to enhance your skill, or some of you want to change your career, or you want to have more kind of exposure and connection in the future. Yeah, so for me, I think my reason first is because of I want to enhance my skill. And the skill, generally in my feeling, is kind of problem-solving skills. Because you are an expert in your area, but probably sometimes you face some problems that's out of your scope. So MBA can help you to get more like knowledge from other industry, from like more broader thinking style, or you can break through your kind of structure. So this is the value of MBA, I think, here. Okay. Okay, so why in here GMBA? I just copied this from the website. Okay, so I think you may all aware about the branding in NTU and excellent resource and flexibility to be a part-time student like me. Okay, so you can still do that if you have a job. And experimental learning with business simulation. I will have some example later. Double degree program. Okay. So this is some of pictures in NTU GMBA. I think when I study NTU GMBA, I do have some chances can use my experience in financial institutions into our case study. So for example, this is NTU Career Fair in 2017. So I was still working in Yuanda at that time. So I was both working staff and student at the same time. Okay, that's very special. And this is the KIT program, ABC, Asia Business Consulting. So I would recommend this class if you ever have a chance to join this program, because I also apply my company's case, how to expand Yuanda market into this program. So we do have friends from Indonesia and Korean, and come here. We have like 1-2 weeks and very intensive resource. And finally, we do this in a presentation. And yeah, I feel like very connected with both with my classmates and my company. And this is GMF, Global Management Forum, and we did that in Hangzhou. So this is very interesting because we have the chance to visit Alibaba, Hema, and Geely in Hangzhou, like 4 or 4 days. And then we need to do reports to have some recommendation for the company, how they can develop better. And we compare a lot of industry, and finally we have this, very, very good outcome, and we made friends there. Okay, and I think also it is a chance trigger me to apply PKU as a double degree, because during that time we tried to do some breakthrough in our digital development in financial industry, but it's very difficult because the regulatory is very strict in Taiwan. So I think probably I need to go to China to see, because they don't have some kind of boundary. They can do a lot of things, and they have very fast e-commerce development. So I just started to, study GMAT, and I pass exam and I apply. So I think I'm courageous because I'm the first one to apply PKU double degree, and nobody can ask. So I just bring my baggage and become one of the student there. Yeah, so I did that. So probably you can also do that. Okay, if you have this kind of interest, you can ask me after this info session. Okay, this is Hangzhou. This is me here. Okay. And double degree, okay. So I choose Guanghua MBA because I want to have more connection in China. Probably I'm thinking of if I can work in China, and I think all the things just happen. After this, I work in Shanghai, and for 4 years. So yeah, it's a very interesting journey because NTU GMBA offered me this opportunity, so I can be more international, and I have this kind of exposure to get my industry insight internationally. Okay, so this some of pictures. So this is the first day I came to Guanghua, and this is graduation ceremony. And I studied very hard because it's very competitive in China, and including their students. You know, in Beida, in PKU, they are all #1 from every province. So very 牛逼, and they're all 学霸, right? So not just MBA, but it's very interesting. You can sit in the classroom with all the 学霸状元 from other provinces in the same classroom. So they have Guanghua, they have master students. They are just #1. And you can sit there and study there, and you need to work very hard. Yeah, because the culture is different from Taiwan, right? So I do study very hard, and I get scholarship, and I have this kind of good student certificate from PKU, yeah. And this is also very interesting, this picture. Do you know Pop Mart? Pop Mart, right? It's very cute toy company in China. You know, right? And this is a founder, Wang Ning, in the middle one, yeah. And he's also from PKU MBA. And it's very interesting because he just skipped the classes, and he just selling toys as a vendor outside school. It's the beginning of Pop Mart. And then finally he succeed, and he became the founder. And now the company just listed on the Hong Kong Stock Exchange. Okay. So I would like to encourage you, because at that time we have this kind of business simulation class, IPP, just like the ABC class in NTU. They also have this kind of business simulation class. So I think the value is like you can, there's no boundary. You can do your dream, or just like you can start without cost, because MBA provides you this kind of like simulation environment. You can try everything. So we just co-work to study for Wangning how to make their business stronger. And finally, we do this presentation. And after 3 years, they just IPO in Hong Kong Stock Exchange. So I feel like, wow, yeah, it's amazing, right? So this is kind of example I want to share with you in PKU. Okay, so the 3 questions I want to raise here is very interesting because there are 3 questions asked by security guard in PKU. Who you are, where are you from, where do you go? So I think the 3 questions, the question to the soul, right? And this is also the 3 questions I want to share with you after MBA. You might be more confused because, so do I need to start my career or where do you go? Okay, so this is the post-MBA questions. And in my case, I worked in Shanghai for another 4 years in JP Morgan. And during that time, because they want to establish the China franchise in security house, so it's also very challenging because everything is new and you need to establish the platform there. Also, with the pandemic situation, it's even harder. Yeah, so, but happily we did that. We helped JP Morgan to be the 100% holding in China. Okay, so that's some experience. I worked in Shanghai, and after that I came back to Taiwan. I feel happy because I can contribute more and share my knowledge and experience with you here. So enjoy your MBA journey because I think NTU GMBA is totally worth for you to have a chance to apply, and probably double degree can be another choice if you are interested to have more challenge in your life. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Jennifer, for sharing your very rich experience in the dual degree program. And we see how impactful those degrees and her choices had impact her career. And I want to thank everyone to coming in today at GMBA. We are a big family. You have a lot of talents from all over the world in different industries, and we have a great alumni network, and you can find a lot of opportunities when you engage. And for now, this is the end of the session of today, and we would like to have your feedback on the info session to help us getting better. So please fill out and scan the QR code on the screen. And after that, there are still refreshments and drinks outside, and we can have more engagement with personal and different questions. And please have a nice day, and come to us and chat if you want to learn more.
Thank you. While you are doing the survey, I want to give you additional information regarding our dual degree agreement. So currently we have one with Peking University, one with Kyoto University, and additionally, we will soon have the other 2. One is in Swiss. We collaborated with ZHAW, Google it, so you know I didn't remember their full name. And the 4th one will be Thunderbird in States. So which means when you are doing NTU GMBA, in addition to the exchange collaboration program with more than 120 universities, you may also do dual degree program. Okay, thank you. So please fill out the survey. Thank you for coming today.
like you wrote right, 'cause your first